okay. Off your mind is okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people.
There's no much time. We are already running late. But share the broadcast. Invite your friends and tell them that Maiyegun is live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré pàápàá níbẹ̀ o.
Oyeigbu àìpọ̀, omeriwo ní ìlú, onírè ya. Abba Kyari, Mama Bawa. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Nnamdi bu Oyeigbu àìmọ̀, omeriwo ní ìlú. Abba Kyari, Mama Ndamura, Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three.
You don't know what it means. Most of us do not understand what it means to be a Biafran. You have not seen anything yet. I was kidnapped. I was beaten. I was spat at. My clothes were ripped from my body. Women urinated and poured it on me because of Biafra, so that they may humiliate me to such a point that I will not talk about Biafra anymore. They videoed me. Masop has a video of me where they were beating me, dragging me on the floor, tearing my clothes because I spoke the truth. That did not stop me from talking about Biafra. It did not stop me from taking Radio Biafra to Enugu. It did not stop me from broadcasting Radio Biafra from Nnewi. It did not stop me from broadcasting Radio Biafra from Onitsha, from Owerri, from Aba, from Port Harcourt. I am resolute. I don't retreat. Never. Nigeria has put me in detention before. Solitary confinement. It did not stop me from preaching Biafra. How about an imbecile somewhere talking? How can that affect me? If those that kidnapped me and nearly killed me did not stop me from being Biafra, how about an imbecile hiding somewhere? People must know who I am. I am destructively stubborn. You see, Biafra is going to come.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are joining from. And I want you to join this broadcast tonight with an open mind. Consider this an educative conversation. If you are up for it, share the video.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sọ́ra kìí òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sọ́ra kìí ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sọ́ra kìí ayé ẹ̀sọ́ra kìí.
Well. Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. From wherever you are watching from, this is Maiyegun live. And thank you very much for joining me this late hour, especially now that we have a time difference, especially those of you who are watching from Nigeria. I bet it is past 10 o'clock this hour for those who are watching live. The news on the hour is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given the directive through the DOS, which is the indigenous people of Biafra's Department of State, the organization body, the real body that is called the IPOB. That the sit-at-home scheduled, the 5-day sit-at-home scheduled from tomorrow, Friday, before, during, and after the Anambra election should be suspended. I am going to help a lot of people here tonight to actually understand the significance of this move. And sincerely, you don't have to agree with me. Okay? Consider everything I'm going to say as my personal opinion. And trust me, I've got friends who are likely going to feel the same. So let us keep the decorum enough that we all enjoy this tonight. For the past 2 months, now, the Nigerian government, the Igbo politicians, their elites, the media, and almost everyone that should know better, all agreed to put to put the blame of everything going on in Eastern Nigeria on IPOB, even without any verifiable evidence. They know they are hungry. They know that they are enraged enough. But at the same time, what they don't know is that they are not suicidal. Their intention to call for referendum is not a declaration of war that they want to fight a war with Nigeria. But somehow, their media, locally and internationally, for those who probably don't know, even in America, we have those who are already in court trying to call the attention of America to label IPOB a terrorist organization because they can get the intel of all these crimes being committed in Eastern Nigeria by the government of Nigeria and their collaborators in Eastern Nigeria. So this is like you fighting the biggest conglomerate of enemies, bigger than Nigeria in this case. So they blame it on them. Anambra election is the kind of the gunpowder that they have done so much. They have assassinated people. They have killed and they have made people disappear. They kidnapped governorship candidates. And when you turn around, they blame it on IPOB. Simply because IPOB said there will be no election until you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. So they gave the criminal government of Nigeria and their collaborators to continue to perpetuate the criminality they are carrying out in Eastern Nigeria. And I continue to tell you, some of you at some point, you just feel like, how is that even possible? But I mean, lately, many of you are beginning to come back to say, oh, this thing don't look like, say, it don't even make any sense at all. Free Nnamdi Kanu and do whatever you want to do. If you don't, then there will be no election. They latched on that. You have no idea. Innocent people have been raided across the eastern Nigeria. Even Ohaneze Igbo came out and they said, for peace to reign, you need to release Nnamdi Kanu. And you also need to release over 5,000 people they've illegally arrested as we speak. And they call them IPOB members. Your uncles, your brothers, they can be picked up on the streets. All they need to legalize that illegality is just to call them IPOB members. Nnamdi Kanu said, you know what? Let's call it off and let people do what they wish. And there's something about sit-at-home in Biafra land that in the absence of Nnamdi Kanu, people are beginning to see that if you read the mood of the people, the real people who actually choose to sit at home in Eastern Nigeria, the real ones who are there, that will tell you that they are happy to sit at home. If that will make a difference in releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Now, locally, economically, the government of Eastern Nigeria, as much as they want to pretend, they are feeling the effect of Nnamdi Kanu's lockup. So, as we speak, whether real, whether it was just to buy time, the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the issue of IPOB, is now the top priority of some of these guys who 3 months, 4 months ago felt like kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu and putting him away, then sending military to Eastern Nigeria, right? We chase people away from giving support or sympathy to IPOB. Now, Nnamdi Kanu seems to be the only one who really understands the mood of his people. He knows that people are still going to sit at home. But for the criminals who want to kill you and call you IPOB supporter, IPOB member, because whoever they kill in Eastern Nigeria right now, the military have the license to kill. They have the license to take you. They have the license to raid any village, raid any town. All they have to say is they are looking for IPOB members. So don't give them that license. We are not going to have any effective sit-at-home order in place. That is strategic. Sometimes they say it is always good to leave when the ovation is loudest. The Nnamdi Kanu's case, they thought kidnapping him would have just, fizzle out IPOB. Even Garbage Shehu was bragging about it. He said the trial of Nnamdi Kanu will be the death of IPOB. They are dreaming. But guess what? Those who gave them that courage and confidence, they support that. Don't worry, we'll manage our people. they have seen now that it is no longer in any way something they can control. Putting Nnamdi Kanu away is never going to put an end to IPOB and the struggle for Biafra. Even killing him will not change it. It will either escalate it. Now, within 5 months that they have been holding him, it has become obvious that between that 5 months and now, between June and now, the eastern Nigeria has become more militarized and more violent. Not because of any other thing than the politicians who wanted to leverage on the utterances and the positions of IPOB because of Nnamdi Kanu. The only way to expose them is to say, well, there is no singular order that says people should sit at home. But if you choose to, right, nobody can come into your house and then kill you. If you choose to go out there and vote, it is your choice. If anyone comes after you in the name of IPOB with the current order, then you should know they are not. They are not IPOB members or ESN members. Just know that tonight. The damages they think this would have done will be for APGA, will be for PDP, will be for the rest of them to also blame IPOB when APC, Egbekegbe, finally rigged the election for Andiuba, which is so obvious now. The deputy governor of Anambra State has decamped to APC. Half of the Anambra State House of Assembly, they have decamped to APC. Commissioners inside the Obiano's government, they have decamped to APC. These are the people who were in government for 8 years in Anambra State. And for that 8 years, there was never a time that any of them stood up to condemn the killings of Igbos who they killed because they are IPOB. None of them. Now, 3 months before the end of their tenure, as people in government, they jumped ship to the people they believe are coming because the military will rig the election for them. The police will rig the election for them. If you go out there to say you want to vote for any of them, yeah, and you see them snatching ballot boxes and you try to stop them, they will shoot and kill you and they will call you IPOB member who came to disrupt election. So how do you detach that? There is no sit at home. So if you go to their polling units and anything happens to you, don't join them because now it is so obvious that the same people, right, who rejected the brutality, the killings of Biafrans in the past 8 years, including those ones that always come every 4 years, PDP and co., they always come around to tell you how they are now ready to help you and save you because they can now see the injustice. But immediately after the election, you are back to square one. Now, suddenly, they all want to blame IPOB for the reason why Andiuba and gang are going to rig Anambra election. So what do? They will say, Shebi na IPOB say no election, no election. Now IPOB talks to make people no go and vote. Now IPOB talks to make people sit at home. They are already saying it. And they are saying it because it is convenient. But I just told you now, the people who are supposed to tell the people of Anambra State what they did for 8 years, half of them have already joined Andiuba in APC. The one inside the PDP governorship candidate, even the PDP members, they themselves, they are already saying that if he come forth, is lucky. But do you know that because Andiuba is the one they are coming to regain, and it seems to be like a done deal, right? It will be convenient for all of them to blame IPOB. So what do? Take that away from them. And that's exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. This may not be strategical enough for you, but it has gotten them up and talking. And that is a start. And I think that is very good. I have seen where they said 8 governorship candidates in Anambra, they are asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu because they have to talk about it. This is their election. The election in Anambra, as you are watching this video, sincerely speaking, it's not about schools, it's not about road, it's not about, jobs and all of that. It is 80% IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and Biafra. Go out there and ask. Somebody was asking the church to pray for Nigeria, and they're asking people to vote in Anambra inside the church. Somebody recorded this. Sorry for the poor quality of that video. But I mean, listen to the audio. Now, that is inside Biafra, inside Igbo land. This is the people there, right? And they know. That's the conversation now. How can they lock him up? What did they do? What did they do? What offense? This is the man who came to our rescue when nobody would even listen to us. Nobody would listen to them. I'm talking about those from the rural communities. Just same way we have them in Yoruba land today. Many of you are not listening to them. So Nnamdi Kanu went out of his own way, put everything on the line, and said, we can defend ourselves. He did not declare war on Nigeria. He did not say, oh, let us come together, let us fight Biafra war. He said, let us come together and defend Biafra land. It is only when we are safe, it is only when our people are safe that we can talk about whether you want to be part of Nigeria or you want to be part of Biafra. And when we are ready, as we are, we will all agree and demand for a referendum. It did not call for war. When the rest of you living in your fancy houses, living in your fancy rooms and all of that, safe places that you currently have around there, driving your fancy cars and all of that, accessing, everything you can access and all of that easily. And when anything happens to you, you know how to seek redress and the rest of that. These communities in their tens of thousands, they have fallen into the hands of these invaders. But nobody is listening to them. Until ESN came. And good enough, the first 3 months, there was nothing like Fulani terrorism. The way they have now turned them to unknown gunmen today. So there are people there who feel same, like they are not members of IPOB, right? But they are regular listeners. And let me tell you something. If you have not really listened to Nnamdi Kanu, if all you have listened to are the cut out part of his broadcast, Nnamdi Kanu can be on a live broadcast for 4 hours, right? And the mischief makers, they manage to listen to them, but they cut out which of them will make you believe when they tell you to be careful of IPOB. But who are the IPOB? Indigenous people of Biafra. Who are the indigenous people of Biafra? The people of Igbo land, and including the coastal Biafra. But that's open for debate now, especially with what we have been dealing with lately. That is it. Referendum. But we can't. talk about Biafra if our people are not safe? If our people are ending up in the hands of kidnappers, paying ransom to kidnappers, and these kidnappers are walking free, and it's so obvious that right before your eyes, these terrorists as well are being paid, and you are wondering, then who are you to call on? Nobody will listen to you. For political correctness, for political this and that and all of that, they will not listen to you. But the local people knows, same way the normal and local people across Yoruba land, they also knows the impact of Oluye Sunday Igboho. But because so many of you don't listen to them, but you will listen to them eventually. You're going to listen to him because as we speak, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and everyone who has sacrificed, because it's not just Nnamdi Kanu. I'm talking about thousands of people that they have put through hell because Nigeria labeled them terrorists. But they know that they don't have any terrorism inclination. They know. They asked, for those of you who probably don't have a clue, the genesis of this, they asked Buhari about Nnamdi Kanu. What was Nnamdi Kanu's real offense? And this is what Buhari had to say back then.
Mr. President, the State Security Service has consistently, since you came in, disobeyed court orders. I can mention Kade Are, I can mention Sambo Asuku, he has about 3 bails and is still being arrested. I can mention Patrick Bole Kemi. I can go on and on, Nnamdi Kanu of Biafra agitation. These people have legitimate bails from court, and then they are still being held. Are you not worried? And then, secondly, sir, why
we can only take one. I'm really sorry.
All right,
we've got limited time. Yes, Mr. President.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm a journalist, sir.
You want to be appointed lawyer then? Technically, if you see the type of atrocities those people committed, I'm very sorry to say this publicly, against the country. If they jump bail, if say the former president just wrote to the governor central bank and said, give 40 billion naira, 40 billion to so. And then he fills the account and you give him bail, or you ask him to go and see his doctor in London. While you have 2 million people in IDPs, half of them, they don't even know their parents. Which kind of country do you want to run? And the one we are calling Kanu, do you know he has 2 passports? One Nigerian, one British, and he came to this country without using any passport. Do you know he brought an equipment into this country, a sophisticated equipment, and was broadcasting for Radio Biafra? Which kind of government do you want to have?
But we wrote an editorial against him in Premium Times.
What?
Premium Times wrote editorial against his radio station and called on the federal government to stop that.
So he should be given bail to go away. There's a treasonable felony against him, and I hope the court will listen to the case.
70 years old man. But
I hope you picked that. The offense of Nnamdi Kanu was that he brought a radio equipment to Nigeria for Radio Biafra. Therefore, there will be a treasonable felony against him. That's it, treasonable felony. But today, even though they don't like it, Nnamdi Kanu has put up one of the best legal team locally and internationally. All they just want to see is for Nigeria to bring up their case. Now, bringing up that case is what Malamu cannot put together. Well, when they ask Malamu, what are the offenses of Nnamdi Kanu? What are the crimes of Nnamdi Kanu? They said he called Buhari idiots. How dare he call a president of a country idiots? That's the crime of Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't say Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari is dead, because he said that repeatedly, and he continued to say they should bring Buhari to do DNA. Let us take the DNA of Buhari and take the DNA of his children, his supposed children. Let's do it. If they confirm that it is Buhari, then he is ready to face any jail time. Now, they did not put that in that crime charge. Nnamdi, let me tell you something. For those of you, Nigeria is just a lawless country. Nigeria is a completely lawless country. Okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong in demanding for a referendum, especially from a country that came to existence due to negotiation, dialogue. That's what gave birth to Nigeria. So, what happened in Nigeria in 2017 before they tried to kill him, right? The political class saw election was coming. And they in the Igbo land, so they came together, they reached a conclusion that it should be released. Okay? So that, and Abaribi and Co, they came and they got Nnamdi Kanu out. Then they said they fixed a date for him to come back to court. Just 4 or 5 months before that date, they started what they called Operation Python Dance. And they moved in soldiers. They killed 28 people because the order they gave to them was they should bring Nnamdi Kanu back to Abuja, dead or alive. Because according to them, they didn't wait for a court, right? What they did was that they said in the conditions they gave to him when they released him, he must not be in company of more than 10 people. He must not give any press release. He must not do any interview. And he must not do any live broadcast. Nnamdi Kanu now said, What kind of condition is this? I have not been convicted of any crime. How come am I going to be living like a prisoner? I'm not a prisoner. The moment he go back to Biafra land, right? You know the story. That sent a shockwave back to them. And they couldn't take it. They couldn't let that go on. They decided to go and kill him. Dead or alive, bring him back. They don't believe in their courts. They don't believe in their laws. They don't believe in the process of their own laws. So they decided to go and use their military to kill him. He ran for his life to fight another day. And true to it, he came back, fire blazing, burner than the before. So, push Nigeria to commit extraordinary rendition, a crime that Buhari is taking pictures with world leaders today and the rest of that. Just watch out how this is going to play out. Malamu is gallivanting because he has so much power in his own, he believes he has so much power. He's invincible, he's untouchable, he's this and that. Just watch out and watch how this is going to play out. Nnamdi Kanu frustrated them to make mistake. Now they have made a mistake that they believe that it will go away. Maybe it will go away, but it won't. There is already a court case. There is already a law firm in the UK putting together a case against the UK government, Nigerian government, Kenya government, and every other people they know are involved in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu. There is already an institutionalized case already in America. This also, it's also to charge Nigeria. This time around, it wasn't just Nigeria. They are charging Buhari, they are charging Malamu, and they're charging Kenya, including Kenyatta himself. Now, they are putting all these cases everywhere. Now, back to even what they call the International Criminal Court in Hague, right? There's already another case there for kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu and the genocide going on in eastern Nigeria, documented genocide, right? Before 2021. Now, that one is there. So, what I'm trying to say here now is that all of this gives Nnamdi Kanu the international exposure he needs, at least to make Biafra a case example of how the world will have to deal with the emerging nations. And I love it. Those of you who are actually legal students who are, in different legal field and all of that, this is part of a case, this is part of cases, that you will have to pick on Nnamdi Kanu case, Nnamdi Kanu versus here and there, all over the world, and monitor how they go. But Nigeria doesn't have anything to fight. They have nothing. So they decided to increase the insecurity in eastern Nigeria, escalate it. Suddenly, we no longer see the Fulani terrorists. We now have unknown gunmen going about committing crime. But they are untouchable. They are never touchable except when they go out to pick on innocent IPOB members. Because as it is, the narrative, the picture out there on your media and everywhere is that if it is wrong, then it must be IPOB. So back in Nigeria, Nigeria is so scared that they want to try him secretly. The type of local and international interest in his case will make it the biggest of such an individual versus a conglomerate of corruption called Nigeria, a contraption like that. That's why I'm advising those who are in the legal field. They know what I'm talking about. This is a case you will study because you will be part of those, what the historians are going to write down. When one day what you call impossible, the impossibility will now be possible. Where you will look up and you say, is that actually Biafra? Like that? Say, yeah, that's it. So it's one of the best time to be alive. Somebody said, if not because of the poor education in Nigeria, right? Number one, people would have seen through this, the fear in those who are benefiting from the rigged and corrupt system in Nigeria. Why they are so scared that Nigeria should not break. Nigeria should not break. Nnamdi Kanu break Nigeria. What are we going to eat? What is going to be going to eat? What is Adamawa? In all these places and all these funny things. And the crook, what they're actually saying is that who is going to fund their extra lifestyle if Nigeria is no longer together? I mean, why should they? Do you think they love Biafra or they love the Igbo people so much that they wanted to remain part of Nigeria? Do you think they actually love? Do you think Nigeria love Igbo people so much that they want to keep them as part of Nigeria? Be honest. Do you think so? Now, many of us in southern Nigeria are actually coming to the reality now too that Nigeria is not what? It's not made for us. IPOB has called off any sit at home in eastern Nigeria. Especially in Anambra. And I remember when I shared this morning, where PDP, they have been doing what they know how to do best. APC, Egbe, they are doing their own. But the way you are going to know those who are actually like pretenders, you know those ones that if you say revolution, they will say now. When you say Yoruba nation, they will say now. When you say Biafra nation, Biafra republic, they say now. You are going to begin to see many of them soon. When I shared this video on Facebook this morning, the first set of people that abused me were most of those our brothers and sisters who have been very, very champion of Biafra. And I was wondering, why are you so triggered? This is what the politicians are doing. And this video came in just yesterday. And I'm glad later today, almost all the social media platforms have shared the video. But yet, go under there and see those who are commenting there. Once they comment and you begin to see the questions they are asking, this guy, some said is an old video. One guy, I mean, well, many of them came, by the way. Maiyegun, now I know that you are enemy of the people. There's no election in Biafra land. There's not going to be an election. Say, wait, who they fight you? I'm just showing you something. Look at this. I didn't put up. I didn't say go and share money and share can. But this happened. No, it's not this year. I saw it 2 years ago. Oh, there. Mumu, you saw because you want to defend, because you saw PDP. automatically, your Biafra, your belief in Biafra suddenly disappeared because you are pretending. Once election come, many of you who abandon Biafra, you begin to fight other people, you begin to give excuses, you begin to attack yourselves. And immediately election is over, then you come back. Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. We know some of you. So when they were doing that, I just click on their profile and I just see, what's it concern this person, concern this video? Where can't they like abuse me, attack me because it's fake news to them? Some of you are like, Maiyegun, show us the video. Wait, the video. Let's see the video. Let me see if I can still find it. Yeah, this one. My voter's card. Do you have voter's card? Maiyegun, I know that video is an old video. I know you. Why are you bothered? Maiyegun, why are you not showing that of the APC? What is your business with that? I just show you that of the PDP. So why are you? You need to be fair. What is your business? Are we not talking about Biafra again? What is your own? Oh dear. I wish I could possibly talk to every one of you that jump on some things I put on Maiyegun's diary Politico, and I'm like, I'll sit down and be like, waiting this what we say, wait, this what we talk say, Biafra. And he's fighting Maiyegun for saying something about Atiku, and I'm like, why are you angry? Why are you angry? No be Biafra. Then you see some of our brothers, they'll say, Oduduwa Republic, now, Yoruba Nation, now, Maiyegun, we need to fight these people. We need to kill all these people, all these mad Fulanis, all these. I say, okay, Baba. And I say, look at this Steve Numbuo. Look at this fake Pastor Rugao. Do you know that they are connected to the building that collapsed in Lagos? Do you know that? I think say this Maiyegun get sense. I actually think say this Maiyegun get sense. This one no get sense. You are a Yoruba man. Let us be honest. See, I like everything you do. I like. That's how people talk to me. I have to be honest. I'm just telling you now. I like everything you do. But you see, if not because of Tifnumbu, Yorubas will be nowhere. Let us tell ourselves the truth. If it's okay, you Maiyegun, who should we vote for? Say, Baba, why you did they triggered? Why? I haven't told anybody to vote. I have never told you to vote here. Why are you? I'm talking about Tifnumbu, Yoruba Nation. Say, Baba, Yoruba Nation. Say now. Say Yoruba Nation now. Baba, why you can't de para about Tinubu? Why you de para? No, you see, Yoruba Nation cannot come. That's So you just play along with us all this while. You know that Yoruba Nation will not come now. You are just waiting for Tifnumbu to declare, so that you can tell us that he can't come now. You see, I believe in Yoruba Nation. I am somebody. I say, Baba, calm down. It go be like carnival. For those who are also waiting for their own turn. You see, we cannot just do like, we need to get people into government. You need to blah, 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 blah. Then they will now fight for Biafra. I say, don't worry. All of you go, they do your training. Go, they do your training. Waiting, you go take use to defend PDP, defend APC, as usual. So that when we say Yoruba Nation, you say, Baba, na swagger. 23. Pretenders. I know about this. But the question I ask myself is, why? I was telling my friends that you can't really help them. You can't help them until some of them hit that reality. You know? That's what they do. They buy people off. They pay you off. They believe that whatever innovation you want to bring into how people elect, let me tell you something, right? If you want to fix things, you have to first fix your law. When you fix your real law book, which is the Constitution, when you have that solid, the next thing you have to fix is your judicial system, the one that will uphold those laws. Nobody can break them, impenetrable. The judiciary. After that, you make sure that you strengthen your electoral system, because through that system, everything else can be destroyed. If your selective and elective system is faulty, as Nigeria, you continue to have charlatans, criminals representing you. And what do you think criminals represent? They represent themselves. So they buy you, they pay. People expect to be paid. That's what they do. PDP, APC, ABGA, this, that, every other funny names they give to themselves. And it's all for the same purpose, to rip you off, steal from you, take from you. If you complain, they kill you. That's what they do. It's the same thing. But when you have people who says, you can put a hold to this, you can actually get rid of this whole nonsense and this madness. Only if you understand how. And I can tell you how. Then they sent you or set you against him to go and what? To watch them kill him. So whatever you see about Nnamdi Kanu, whatever you see about the IPOB, they are never going to go away. Nigeria will be Nigeria, whether not by fire, by force, whether we like it or we don't like it, Biafra issue will force Nigeria to the table. Right? Everyone back to that table to finally discuss if they still want to be together or not. But enjoy the momentum. The news that came in this evening was that the Femi, what's his name again? Femi what? Femi Sholan or something. The guy who is the developer for Fourscore, the company building that luxurious flats in Lagos. They found his body, according to the news. So they found his body in the rubble 3 days after the building collapsed. We would never know what we wanted to know. The people behind Fourscore, the people behind the project that they are building in that Tikoi. But we'll get to know eventually. But it will never be here. But there's something somebody raised about the greed of those who claim to be the leaders of Nigeria, including the elites. You remember I used to say something about poverty, that Nigeria is a poor country, not because Nigeria doesn't have money alone, or because Nigeria cannot make so much money than what Nigeria has as of today. But what happened with Nigeria is that an average Nigeria is poor. And when you say poverty or being poor, most people think it is about material things. You get what I mean now? Oh, I can't feed myself. I am struggling to feed. I'm struggling to pay my rent. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. I cannot afford this. I cannot afford that. I'm so poor. I am so broke. Those are physical things. Those are things that can be taken away. If somebody says, okay, you want to pay your hospital bill, how much? 10,000, take. That's it. Up. Oh, you want to pay your house rent, how much? 50,000, take. Boom. That's it. Off. But the poverty that Nigerians, an average Nigerian is suffering from is poverty of the mind. The poverty of the mind is what will make somebody who has an opportunity of making a positive impact in the lives of 10,000, 100,000, and he chose to keep it for himself. Because he can do that and he can get away with it. Then that poverty of the mind would then make him feel kind of better off than those he denied those opportunity of, right? Then he can decide to build himself a palace surrounded by slum, no electricity, no water system, no good roads, no any medical system, nothing like educational system, nothing works. But at the center of it, he built himself a palatial palace, bought himself some expensive automobiles from their money. Then he feels like he is better than them. Poverty of the mind. Where somebody would have over 300 properties traced to him alone, simply because he was a former governor. What would he be doing with 100, 200 properties? What would an individual be doing with 100 billion naira, 80 billion naira, stolen, not even like earned? Poverty of the mind. And in that poverty of the mind, they call it class and class. So it is the poverty of the mind that makes them think they are better than others by stealing from others through the crooked means because the system allowed it. But they forget the consequences of cutting corners, stealing from others, getting away with it. So in Nigeria, an average person who just want to make small money, get small connection, and show how he's better off to the next person. I have people who are not politicians that can feel offended if I have an altercation with them in Nigeria. They don't need to report me to the police. They just call somebody to take me up in the police, and they'll take me like normally. And they'll beat me up, do all of that, lock me up until he says, free him. That is what many want to be. The entire community can be in darkness. But he's better off, and he's got 24 hours electricity generator, generating electricity for him. So that everybody around there can say, ah, look at that man. We pray to be like him so that we can oppress other people too. You have the opportunity as rich man. You know, you may understand, you may probably try to understand why the rich and their greed will make them want to care. They would probably care less if they are stealing from the poor, as the economic ladder dictates. Yeah, they say the rich steal from the poor, so they don't care what happened to you. They just take and take and take. But you would think the rich should care for the rich, Abi. But somebody who is into real estate, who said he's built multi-million-dollar estate all over the world, South Africa, everywhere. I mean, where they have standard, by the way. But Nigeria, where you have no standard. People you have attended their parties, people who you have attended their church, what have you. People, you know, I'm talking about people who are also rich. Those are the people that will be living in those houses, those flats that collapsed. And they said there was a time that, and I think it was last year, when inspectors went to that property and they found out that they are using substandard, what have you, right? So they wanted to lock the place up. The guy fought them and used all his connection to reopen the place and continue the construction. 15-story building was approved. Our man was building 21. I have that approval, and I'm going to look for it. But let's start with this. What I'm trying to say here is this. The greed in an average Nigerian is not determined whether he is rich or is poor. It is the same. the greed of not caring that if you steal from something, you are stealing it from other people. If you steal from a project and reduce the standard, you are risking the lives of other people. So if they had painted the whole building, fine, everything, his friends, rich people, because me and you cannot buy properties there. We cannot buy flats. $1.2 million. That's how much they want to sell each one. And people have already paid. Politicians, pastors, rich people, I mean, people who have money in Nigeria, they've already paid $1.2 million. So if they have commissioned the place, they've celebrated it one night, all of them, their family members, everything, they are inside sleeping. Ooh, boom. That's what greed does. And if he has survived, he will probably go to church in one of these Sundays and they will do Thanksgiving. We say, we should be so grateful to God. You see all the people that died there, the family and all of you have to go and deal with it. That is how terrible Nigeria is. You will think he will be punished. It won't. God help his soul. It's been confirmed dead. Yeah? That is what greed, selfishness does to people. Baba, if now my own turns, I go do my own. Of course. Do your own like everybody else. And you'll continue to get the same results. More criminality, ruined the economy, destroyed Naira, ruined reputation, and the same thing again and again. And just imagine what it will be. It's nothing free, they say. Because somebody else is paying for it. I hope you are seeing the building. Those total buildings. Those are the flats. And you see those people with their, what have you, the uniform. They are the agents of the government of Lagos State who went there and said they want to check what they are building there. They want to check the standard. They want to check everything they are using. Instead of the man building the place to allow them in, they locked the place up and they brought in thugs. This was last year. And blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, Lagos State government just told them not to go there again, forget it. And they continued the construction. And I think that was the moment they began the building of extra 6 layers on the 15 approved floor story building they gave them. They built extra 6 with substandard materials. Something also happened when the house, when the place collapsed, right? The agency that gave them approval for the place said, we gave them approval for 15 floors. We didn't give them approval for 21. And at a point, they didn't even allow us to access the place because the person in charge knows people in high places. Because those who are actually funding the place, they are those in Lagos, they are those in Abuja, these people I mentioned to you. Those are the people who have interest in it. So they used their power to cut out any investigation, cut out anything, and it just continued. Do you want to see what that looks like? Let me show you. After the place after the place crashed yesterday, 32 people have been confirmed killed now. They said more than 50 people were inside that building before the 21-story building collapsed. Right? So far they have 9 people who have come out alive. Some very critically injured. Others are able to still walk. So 9 plus 32, that is 41. There are still more people inside that rumble. But look at what it feels like. No rescue mission, no nothing for the first 2 hours that happened, right? But look at what the materials looks like.
Being the pillar, and this phone, see pillar. Almost 1 hour this thing happened now. No escalator, nothing. And they are saying they are in traffic. There are many mopo inside this building. The supervisor, the engineer, they are also there. Both the escorts, all inside this building.
Do you understand? Security guy, those, rich people. They are the people carrying police escorts. They are the ones carrying guns and everything, guiding them because they know that anywhere people can just stop them and kidnap them. You see those security officers, those police officers, the Nigerian police hasn't come out to say, this is the number of our officers inside that building. This is the number of them we have rescued. Or this is the number of them who have died. Their family members who believe that their family member is working with a VIP. You get what I mean now? Nigeria has happened to them, including the person building the place. But did you see that material? Did you see that concrete? That is the building that was to cost $1.2 million to buy. $1 million would be maybe 500 million naira. $200,000 should be how much? Help me. 20 million. I don't know. $20, maybe. Did you see the material? Even a local bricklayer in your village will never, ever collect $1 million from you and go and use Teru. That is the greed of those who you see with money, rich people. Rich people get taste. Rich people have taste too. If you want to, they were taking everybody there. Dele Momodu and the rest of them. Africa Confidential. Thank you very much, by the way, for the super sticker. As for your super chats, let me read it out. Maiyegun, I think you should consider taking up the Yoruba Nation mantle and declare an ultimatum to our traditional rulers and politicians for the release of Chief Sunday Igboho. Thank you very much for thinking I could possibly be, leader of that magnitude of that responsibility. But again, I think leadership is a two-way thing. Okay, what I'm doing right now, beaming light, beaming searchlight on the whole things going on, giving support to those who have already taken it upon themselves. Supporting them first is even on its own a rope of leadership. Do you get that now? I can imagine what you think I can do, but there's no leadership without authority. And there's no authority if the people don't give it to you, okay? So you support those who have paid the price, who have sacrificed a lot, right? Slow, they may be slow, they may be fast, they may not do it the way you think they'll do, but the only way you can make an impact is what? If you have a chance, influence in a way how to make things better. And I think I'm doing that. And that is learning the rope. There are already people who have done so much. We are not just giving them credit enough. And I think we should do more on that, But thank you. Anyway, Africa Confidential. You are a Yoruba man. If you are, you know what I'm talking about. If you jump at it, if you jump into it, you will jump out of it. And trust me, I am somebody who don't leap. Who don't jump. They say, I don't jump before I leap. I leap before I jump. I look before I, But thank you, by the way, for that. The greed of the elite, the same way they are so greedy, the same way they are so greedy towards us, the same way they are so selfish that you wonder, what is it going to take to give justice, equality, make people feel like this is their country, this is where they come from, this is where they belong, and don't make them feel like they're second-class citizens in their own country. What would it take to give that? And why would you take it? Greed, selfishness. So don't think their greed and selfishness is just towards you. It's also towards themselves. How could somebody be so greedy that much? They have been telling you it could be anything in a story. That's the material there. Tell me, the building of $1.2 million that you want to buy and you call yourself a rich man. If I'm here in the UK now and they say, Maiyegun, come and see this new flat. Very lovely flat. We don't say you get money now. You bring money. £1 million. Hey! Now all of you go buy cane, beat me. If they tell you, say, Maiyegun, go spend £1 million to go and buy a house in Lekki or go and buy a house in Ikoyi, you'll be like, Maiyegun, you the craze? Is it true? Or is it just a PR stunt? Now all of now, if you see me for a town, now cane, you go just waka like cane, say, I said, that guy look like Maiyegun. Maiyegun, come, I will ask you something. Say, yeah, yo, this is Maiyegun. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what's up? Say, I just want to ask you one question. Now, true to say you carry your money, £1 million, go buy a house for Ikoyi. You where with the talk, say, where with the thing say you smart? Is it true? Say, yo, yeah, investment, property, like future. You know what I'm talking about? You just come out your pancere. Cha. Do you get what I'm talking about? They will just say, Maiyegun don't die, you're inside the household. They say the guy, now the time where the glory of that guy come, he just die. Say, where he die? Say, now inside the Ikoyi house, die inside. Then pull him outside the rumble. That's the greed. The same greed that will make them deny you the common, basic amenity. Health care. They say healthy nation is a wealthy nation. Nigeria no care. If you like, drink agumu, drink okpa, drink anything, it no matter. Just make sure, say, the child is there alive tomorrow, so that they go squeeze you tomorrow until you die. And then when you die wrongfully. That's what they say. You die wrongfully. The same greed that makes them deny school children proper education, safe home, safe school, protection for children, protection for women. The same way they took all those things away. And they just release everybody into the wild. They say, husband stab his wife to death because of 15 naira. I say, which anger go make person stab his own wife to death? They say, wife beating your husband die to death. On top waiting, on top say, small salt pass the stew. Which anger? Nigeria, frustration, wild, like animals. Every wrong thing is right. Every right thing is wrong. Because everybody just want to live and survive. And in the midst of it, in the midst of the chaos, they are butchering us. And you say, So when you talk to people and it doesn't make sense to them, and you're like, come on. In Lagos today, police officer stabbed Okada rider because of 50 naira. She that one normal. But if you read that news, let me put it this way. If you read it in the news and they say somebody stabbed 2 people in London, CNN will say flash. Breaking news. The news just coming in from London. Just reported now that 2 people have been stabbed on the streets of London. Hello, Ken. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Ken. Yeah, can you hear us? 2 people killed in London, stabbed, and they are looking for the assailant. They said, it could be like a terror happen. In Nigeria, they say, Koko nu weroyin. Ọlọ́pàá gún ọlọ́kadà lọ́bẹ. Breaking news. Hey, police don't stab Okada man because of 15 naira. Oh. Now so everybody come back in, now so everybody come pick race. Oh. Hey, the guy did there. No medical, no nothing. No. Nobody feel call police because now police stab him. Oh. And before we know it, the boy don't die. Oh. Now so people come say, hey, wait, this thing if happen like that. So they can't go after the police. Oh. Now so police turn around, come they shoot everybody. Oh. Now as we say now, the Ojota area, now no go area. Oh. People where they, people who are listening to the news on their way home from God knows where, Lagos and everywhere has treated them. Hey, Okada, they don't stab Okada man dead to death too. You see those Okada people said, no, they hear what? My brother, you see, this life now, JJ. Those Okada people, they know they hear what? Eh? Maybe he's dragging with police. Why are you dragging with police? And the policeman will just stab you and kill you. Yes. Can't you see that? And you're like, Pastor, it's very wrong, sir. Listen to me. Dog, what is very wrong? Even abroad, you cannot just argue with police. They can shoot you and kill you. Yes. I read it as Nigeria. And they will say, a son who is suffering from mental health, right? Living with his mother. And they said he is impotent. And because of what Nigeria has done to the psyche of the people, they've told him that his mother is a witch, the one holding his brick. One day, he pick up the knife, stab the mother, slice her, and then come go outside and say, I've killed my mother, I've killed the witch. And everybody in the village will now come out. They will say, hey, don't kill him, mama. He don't kill him, mama. See, devil don't enter him. Say me, kill him, mama. Ah, devil. Now, wish people say me, you know what I mean? Nobody among them will think, could this actually be a mental health issue? What could be going on in the brain or in the mind of the young man that he believes so much that his own mother makes him what he is? Here in this country, they will want to find out and help him. In Nigeria, say, Bona, na devil don't enter him. Bona mo, born the pikin we kill him, mama. Now devil pikin, kill him. Children will be there. You will see children when they are stoning, when they are beating the person, and the children will be like, hey. Nobody cares about what psychological effect this will have on children. Because now so all of us grow up. They say, oh boy, you have to be strong. This word hard though. Everybody takes it like it's so hard. Government takes it like it's so hard. Because it's the same criminals that you see on that street. They are the same character you have in your government. There's no different. But the bottom line is this. It is like a bucket of crab. You see, when you put a bucket, you can't put crabs. You put crabs inside the bucket. 1,000 crabs. You put them in a bucket. You will be seeing them as some are managing to glue their fingers or their hands, right, on that bucket to move. Others will be trying to drag them in order they can move. So last, everybody go to drop back inside that bucket. All the crabs, they will be dropping back inside that bucket, dropping back. But somehow, if you leave it overnight, you may just come back out of 1,000 crabs that you put in a bucket. You may just come back and see about 30 of them. They have managed to come out. The rest, there are some that are there. They are like they are going to be like ladder. So you see, when those ones who manage to crawl out, you will see them everywhere and you begin to pick them again because you know they are numbered. You can pick them. That's exactly what Nigeria has made all of you. When you see them as rich, I see them as poor people. Because rich people, genuinely, if they are rich at heart, they will know that they are not rich if they are surrounded by millions or army of poor people. That doesn't make them rich. It makes them feel different when they are actually not. In a country where you can generate 24 hours electricity, and there is no hope that you will generate that in another 50 years if Nigeria still exists. There's no hope for that. Forget it. Don't let anybody deceive you. The way Nigeria is structured, if you continue this way, you will never generate electricity that will power your anywhere in 50 years' time. So they know. And that's what they call opulence. That's what they call privilege. That's what they all fight for. But the consequences of them denying the wealth that should go around in a way, build infrastructure, build good schools, build roads, create jobs in a way. Government don't create jobs, but government can create policies that can enable businesses, not like what you have in Nigeria, a pickpocket system. Everything comes down to, if they no start the negotiation with those who have come out now boldly, like the Biafrans, it's going to get to a stage whereby, like people are saying, we should take it off, we should take it on, we should take it on. One day, maybe the battle will choose many of us too. A new brand of army of Yoruba nation. But guess what? We are all learning the rope. We are learning the rope. There are things now that you and I think we will do differently, but the time will come. Our time will come, right? But for those who are already making the wave, right, we must never, ever let them be buried by the Nigerian media, a compromised platform that should be the fourth estate, the one that helps the people to the truth. If the judiciary has failed, then the fourth estate, which is the media, should be able to help us beam light, the truth. But they are compromised. So that is why we will not keep quiet. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to call it a night. The IPOB sit-at-home has been declared suspended, but that does not stop those who want to still observe it. That's what Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. For those who want to observe it, you can do so on your own free will without saying, I am obeying the directives of the IPOB or DOS. And I think that is very fair. And for those who probably will misunderstand that, will begin to create sin and all of that, I would say for those of you who understand, it is better, what? To ignore them. The reason is this. If you don't ignore them, any engagement you have with them will continue to make it look like valid things. What we want to do now is that let everybody begin to detach IPOB from Anambra election. If anything happens in Anambra, do not join them in blaming IPOB. Let the dead bury their dead. Do not fight or die in their war. In the next couple of days, right? The tension will simmer. The tension will go down. The phase 2 of the struggle will start. When they capture the Anambra that they are planning to, right? Do not let them blame it on IPOB. Do not join them. Because in the next couple of days, right? What Hopeless Uzodinjo is doing in Imo State, maybe those of you who have been warning the people of Anambra, especially some of them who have formed the ring of attackers against IPOB, denying what they have done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and other innocent people they are killing right there in the East. But they've ganged up to blackmail IPOB, blackmail all of you, call you names on social media everywhere, right? I want you to what? Do not give them that breathing space. Let them have their field day because they are coming back. right? And to deflate that ego, do not help them promote any division against that order. It is my this is just my own simple advice. My friends on YouTube, just before you go, I think we are almost 2,000 there as well. You can give me that thumb up if you actually enjoyed this. And if you're just joining me, of course, you can just move it back and start watching again. If you haven't subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, maybe you should do. Like I've told you, it seems better that way. To my friends on Facebook, those who managed to see me tonight, I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe. And remember, if you love Nigeria, if you love the people, you will break it up to save lives. Referendum is not war. Good night.
Oyeigbu Igbo, o meriwo n'izu n'ime ya. Abba Kyari, Mama Bawa, unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember